Beloved creator energy is palpably moving us daily into a greater understanding. Our reality, what we are living, is expanding exponentially. It is like us picking up a rock that exposes a nest of ants, scurrying desperately to secure their previously secret environs. Daylight floods the scene as the ants gather anything they can, as hastily as possible, and scatter to safer hidden quarters. Hidden ants or rat, no longer hidden, will scurry, but they can no longer deceive us with their subterranean presence. What is now being revealed with each day and each week is staggering and alarming to a vast segment of the populace. To many of us, we are watching what we have known for years being peeled back. Like the lifting of the rock, our voices have been sounding the alarm, attempting to educate, to notice and appeal to our governance entities and others what we have learned, what we know is occurring that goes unreported or is misinterpreted by industrialized mainstream media and the distracted general public. The setup and the psyops are obscured unless you yourself question and pick up the rock. Sadly, many pick up a rock to throw at their perceived enemies rather than looking to discover what the rock they picked up reveals, who the enemy really is. Perceived reality shifts. The instant the veil of deception drops. Once one perceives deception, trust is questioned. Once one questions what they trusted to be true, another deception is discovered, and so it goes. When one says, "Who can I trust?" the answer is always oneself. And thus is our eternal connection to our beloved divine creator. Where there is fear or doubt, we are being reminded of our source. Gratitude abounds for our divine gift to be human, to have a soul and an eternal spirit. And so it is.
Hello. The title is Phrase the Thought. When one of us joins the goal of Jural, true, real, constitutionally proper, as it ought to be, correct, that is not exemplary. That is just get a seat at the table of the 36 occupants of the sacred office of sheriff on Oregon. Honor yours, ours, state. Among the several states before the coup, its mindset, notification, caveat to will, probate and open court, at quiet title, Brookview, lot number 10, Washington County, August 2026, 000759. Offices of the Washington County, Oregon Sheriff, Presiding Judge, District Attorney, Recorder, Trial Court Administrator, Freedom Mortgage, On Point Credit Union, and the City of Beaverton included for their water, sewer, and rain billing system. I have requested our Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly's Article 3, 1 Supreme Court claiming original jurisdiction, Article 7, Amendment 7, Civilian Common Law Court of Record, with ex parte Milligan implemented. Court Administrator Charlie White to schedule a court to appear in the lobby of the Office of Sheriff of Washington County before the start of the 17th and the 19th, finishing in February 2026. I am told this is the opportunity to place your claims. For an example, Freedom Mortgage claims they have the authority to collect monthly fees on this property and that they have the ability to foreclose. They make the claim Therefore, provide the evidence. The four-corner rule is in effect. It requires a person in the flesh to appear in the court and file your evidence, your claim with supporting evidence, such as a contract. Only what is on the table will be considered by our jury. Filed properly into our court of record. That was held on Wednesday the 18th in the Washington County Sheriff's Building in the lobby. The sheriff's office was locked. It was 10 o'clock on a Wednesday, and the sheriff's office was locked. There was nobody available to take the information that we were holding court. There was no watch commander available. So I told the registrar in their office on the ground floor and gave them a card. They know. Richard, our trial court administrator for the Washington County Circuit Court, writes he has jurisdiction. That would be an Amendment 7 jury, as a value is over $20. Jurors are not U.S. citizens, but jura summa imperii, men and women, found in an Article 3, one Supreme Court claiming original jurisdiction. Article 7, all caps, Oregon's Article 7, original jurisdiction. The Fifth Appellate Court and SCOTUS agree, SEC versus Jarcasi 603, U.S. 109. Please provide your credentials for your court and a jury pool of Oregonians as requested. Caprice, the office of sheriff, would handle a foreclosure for freedom, has threatened me with. That requires me to view Caprice's bona fides, her credentials to be authorized to foreclose. She hasn't been able to come up with an oath of office yet. She's not even legitimately authorized to occupy the office. And that's who's going to be assigned if they can foreclose. How does that work? Rebecca, Kevin, and Richard. Rebecca is the trial court. No, she is the presiding judge. Kevin's the DA, and Richard is the trial court administrator. You can look up their last names. They state they have the court for probate. That seems to include your participation. That requires 3 tribunals and a clerk with a proper oath and bondability. Jural, Article 7. Oregon's Article 7. Should your office have the capabilities for the required probate, please submit your credentials to our court. He didn't show up on Wednesday. None of them showed up on Wednesday to provide any information to the court. When you appear, as you will be notified by our court administrator, they didn't appear, they were all notified, to reconstitute to original jurisdiction, to correct records, to before the fraud, to have provenance, to be jura summa imperii, to require honor, then obtain it and maintain it. So the federal coup upon the United States of America in Congress assembled, closed sine die with no quorum, March 1861, on the Washington District of Columbia, and what is left of their 10-mile square of the United States, forts, ports, and territories, and needful buildings. Oregon, the state, was seized by forces aligned with the federal coup. The same forces operating out of Illinois State Bar, starting in 1906 and extending to all the states and territories, did perpetrate a de facto Article 7 amended coup, November 8, 1910, on Oregon. Having read this, the bell is rung. If you heard it, you know. We took Oregon back legitimately, Jural, November 2022. And I yield.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car. And he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, just shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.